Joe Biden has prostate cancer. The Palm Springs word that starts with a B has a vegan shrunken brain. And we'll do a Monday morning market update, gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto, and all that other stuff. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part if you're watching the replay. But man, if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, in the first 1 minute of the show. However, we do the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together to start off the day. A little bit of world news. Then we'll get into the markets and we'll speak to the amazing GMS family. Going live on YouTube and on X right now. Here we go, ready to slurp. You must do it audibly. That is the rule. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Do it. Good to see you. It is Monday morning here in Australia, live from Melbourne. On X and on YouTube, 1,626 subscribers on YouTube right now, 3,600 followers on X. If you would like to join said Good Morning Stackers GMS family, hit the big red subscribe button or hit the follow button right now. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling all in your good parts when you do. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Lots to talk about today. Let's do some quick shout outs and then we'll get into today's stuff. Hello, Pete, Repeat, and Niels. G'day, Mark, Florida man. Good to see you. GMS says, Pete, repeat, listening while driving today. Fantastic. I just need another haircut. Mark, Florida, GMS says, cannot stay for long, just waving as I pass by to the GMS family and Joe. Hello, Joe. Hello, Mark. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. Sorry, I didn't make it on Friday. Hopefully next time. No problem, man. No worries. If you didn't know, I was performing up in Newcastle, which is where Jason is from, and I offered the young man some free tickets, and he didn't even come to my show. Jason. No, that's okay, mate. Babysitters, I get the whole deal. No problem. Next time I'm up there, we'll catch up. Silent Stacker, GMS. Good to see you. Richard Pin, GMS. Moondeng is at it again, is it? I'll have to check that. I haven't checked the price of that. Niels Hahn, Dynasty, like and share, yes please, and thumbs up is always appreciated. Let's get into some quick little bit of world news. I like to talk about that kind of stuff too. And we'll get into gold, silver analysis and all that. Any chart requests, let me know. And I definitely need a haircut. It's getting back to that time. It doesn't take long for me, does it? It just gets higher and higher. GMS says, Knackers O'Reilly, hope everyone is well. Of course, don't forget, the super chats are open and I do give precedence to super chats. Could you do me a favor right now, though? Quick little plug for me. Howdy all, says Jason Rosana. Good to see you, my friend. I just want to head over to, if you can go over to X for me, formerly known as Twitter. I'm just going to show you what I do every single morning. Here's what I do. And I didn't do it this morning because I'm kind of mixing it up at the moment. And I'll show you this. I'll share the screen. Why not? You can see me do it at the same time. I share the screen and going live on, where are we? You can see I'm live right now. That is me. So every morning, I used to do the theme music, but I'm trying to get better engagement on the sort of user engagement. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to do this. It's good morning. What should I call it today? This is what you can help me with. So I'll go live on X now. We'll go Biden. We'll go Biden cancer. We'll talk about it briefly. Palm Springs vegan, and we'll go gold, BTC, and market update. Sounds good. Market update, help me do it. And I'll go Mabes, some Toshi, okay, Moondeng, maybe some Toshi, Moondeng, and others too. Let's do that. It's Good Morning Stackers, May the 9th, and then I do one of that one. Nope, 2025. I do you, and let's post that. And hopefully that'll bring more of the algorithm for X, and then it'll bring us right there. Could you do me a favor right now? Do follow me at x.com/it's Joe Main. Ready? Let's do a bit of world news. Some stuff's happened over the last 48 or so hours since Friday's show. Couple of big things. Let's talk about it. Just released in the last couple of hours, former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer, and apparently it has metastasized to the bones. Apparently it is at, so I'm reading, it's still at the hormone stage, or it's something like that, where it's in the hormone stage where it can still be treated effectively using some kind of hormone therapy. Okay, cool. So number one, we don't want anyone to have cancer. Okay, so I don't do like thoughts and prayers kind of things, but well wishes, and despite what you might think of your political opponents, if you don't like that side, it doesn't matter. Cancer sucks, and we hope for a speedy recovery. Okay, there'll be some people out there who will say, "Oh, he's like the Hitler. He's like this. He did X, Y, and Z." Okay, it could be true. Don't know if any of it's proven enough to say, do we all say Hitler should have gotten cancer and died? Sure, but I'm not going to go that far and all that. Human being, has family, has kids, has grandkids, and all that stuff. And yeah, wish a speedy recovery. Here's the second part to that. I would imagine, and there's been a lot of calls on the conservative side of things just in the last couple of hours. Yeah, some well wishes and all that kind of stuff. But there's other people, media people, saying it's a big stage. If I would imagine, and I'll say what the other people have said, but I do kind of concur with it, which is, as the President of the United States, you probably have the best medical care of anyone, or you should do at least, in history. Okay? 2025, with all the technology, plus you're the President of the United States, it seems unlikely that it wasn't picked up earlier. Anything's possible, of course, right? Maybe it was just this, they didn't screen for that kind of stuff. Maybe there was a whole bunch of due diligence that they didn't do, which would seem really weird if they didn't. On balance of probability, not that you can prove that it's true, on balance of probability, I would imagine there was some kind of cancer scare, maybe to do with prostate, etc., just last year when he was continuing to run. So that's my guess. I think the people in the upper echelons around him knew about it. That's my guess, and they held it back. So then the question becomes, if it had have happened on the other side, what would Democrats be saying now? If it had have come out that, Trump's okay, but, in 2018 or 2019 or something, he actually had a secret form of cancer. They treated it and it was okay. But, he had cancer. Do you think Democrats would have said, you didn't tell us? This is something we need to know because this is the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, blah, blah, blah. So the short answer is yes, of course they would. They would be doing exactly the same thing. And anyone who says they wouldn't be is absolutely lying. Well wishes, but I really do think, and I'll get your comments right now, I totally think they knew about it beforehand. I think that they know about his dementia, they knew about the cancer, and they just let him continue to run until it was just obvious that he couldn't anymore. That was more about the dementia than anything else. So anyway, though, I think they knew about it last year. They kept him running. Really bad thing on their part to do. But still wish for a speedy recovery. Let's get some comments on that. I thought he had old-timers disease. He has that too. And I can tell you that from, and I've explained this before, I can tell you that from living through it with my grandfather for about 10 years, and you can really easily see the signs. If you've gone through it with someone, you can see the signs. And we saw the signs. I saw the signs a couple of years ago in Biden. It was really, really obvious. Actually, in sort of the start of it, or when he was running at the start, for 2020, around then, it was getting pretty obvious to me. Anyway, they got him through almost right towards the end. Let's see. One granddaughter he does not acknowledge. I've heard about that. Jason Ashworth says older person abuse. Let him run again. Yep, I do agree. Let's see. I'll get back to some of those other comments. So that's the first bit of world news. Let's talk about. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I did post a slightly clickbaity title as part of the title, which was Palm Springs vegan. So if you don't know, over the last 48 hours roughly, there was a big bombing, not a big bombing, but there was a bombing in Palm Springs in Florida. Oh, Florida man. Do you know any more about that? You probably can't say too much about that, I guess, because you are driving, I think. And also, Florida's a big state, so maybe you don't know too much about it. But a man parked outside an IVF clinic and detonated a bomb in his car and blew himself up. And according to the audio manifesto, which I have listened to, I've listened to the entire thing, its purpose was to also potentially, or he was actually hoping to, kill other people as well. So I'll take a quick look at that. I'll just share the screen. Let's see. Right here. So this is it. Bombing. The bomber of the Palm Springs fertility clinic. Was a Democrat. Okay, and this is important to the story. Okay, we'll just quickly let's see right here. Any more about the actual stuff? A bomb goes off in Palm Springs in a boat with a huge... Don't worry about that. Breaking. No embryos were harmed. Okay, cool. After an anti-pro-life terrorist bombed a fertility clinic in Palm Springs. So his name was Guy... Where is it? Where is he? Right there. And I'm talking about this for a reason. I just want to, because I listened to the entire audio manifesto. I've just got a couple of thoughts on that, if you don't mind. Guy Edward Bartkus. So he was a member of an anti-natalist cult, whether it was a cult or not, I don't know, who believes, or he's a pro-mortalist, who believes that it's wrong to have more children. Well, he doesn't also just believe that. He believes that no one should exist, because you can't you can't give consent to be born. Okay, this is how crazy this goes. You can't consent to be born, so therefore no one should be born. So life shouldn't be a thing. So if you listen to the audio, you can find it, right? I'll come back to here. If you can find it, listen to the 30-minute audio, and here's what I took away from it. Number one, the guy is, or was, I should say, very intelligent. Highly intelligent. If you listen to the way he talks, his grammar, his language, etc., you can see he's more intelligent than the average. You'd probably say a standard deviation maybe higher, IQ 115 plus something like that. I could be completely wrong. No one's done an IQ test and can't do it anymore on the guy, but you just listen to the way he speaks. And I was listening to it and I go, he was making some arguments which I go, oh, look, at least he's not rambling. Okay, he was very calm, cool and collected, almost kind of very casual in the way he was speaking. And I won't play it on here because I'll probably get, shadow banned or algorithmed or whatever. But you listen to it and you go, okay, he's just talking casually. He goes, yeah, this is the reason why I'm doing it. And, I think this and this and this and this, all this stuff. And like, okay, he's not mental. Okay, I don't think he was fully mentally ill, anything like that. Very smart. But yeah, anti-natalist. His arguments, though, didn't make much sense to me from a logical standpoint. He believed they were logical. He's going to the absolute nth degree. And so he started talking about things like, so much suffering in the world and abuse of all sentient life. And then in my head, I went, oh, yeah, I bet any money this guy's a vegan, right? And I'm tying it back to vegan for a reason, a little bit clickbaity, because I'm out of interest. I'm a hyper carnivore. I'm like I'm the opposite of a vegan, as you can tell. And I went, I bet this guy is going to mention some point about being vegan because he's talking about like all sentient life and we're abusing them all and all that. And then towards the end, he's going, yes, and as a vegan, suffering, then it's just all, the world's terrible, okay? No one should have the right to exist. We didn't ask to be born. I'm really angry that and upset that someone brought me into life that, without my consent. It's analogous to RAPE and all this stuff, right? And he was making, again, reasoned, calmish, reasoned what he believed to be an argument. Now, I disagree with it completely, but highly intelligent guy. Here's what I think happened, and you can definitely tell he's not conservative. We'll put it that way. Okay, definitely left leaning. I think there's a photo of him as well. If you take a look at him, you just take one look and you go, could I find a photo? You take one look and look. I'm not saying that not every left-leaning person looks like they're a left-leaning person, but, okay, that's the guy. I was like, come on, vegan AF, total, got that kind of commie, left-leaning, Antifa member kind of thing about him, in my humble opinion. Am I stereotyping? Yes. Do stereotypes exist for a reason? Yes. Okay. Totally got vegan features, in my opinion. And here's why I mention the vegan stuff. There's actually, and I'll come back here, there's actually, whether it's true or not, there is evidence to suggest that people who have been on a longer-term vegan diets, their brains start shrinking. Now, this guy was already highly intelligent, so I don't know if that's, I don't know if he has a shrunken brain and he's so dumb that he's come up with this idea, so I don't think that's the case, but he almost seems too smart for his own good. Okay, so he's gone to the apparent to him, the logical conclusion that because there's suffering in the world and this, that, and the other, and, analogous to RAPE, that just no one should exist. So can I call him mentally ill? I wanted to at the start, but I listened to it and I go, I don't know. I mean, I think he's just an idiot. I think he was just not an idiot. He wasn't an idiot. I think he was indoctrinated to the point where he thought his argument was logical enough that he should take it to the nth degree. So look, on one hand, good on him for, I guess, sticking with his his logic, but no, also evil because he tried to take other people out. So evil prick. Glad he died. Just glad he died. But could have been also the vegan shrunken brain thing as well. Any comments on that one? Let's have a quick little look. Hello, everybody. Yeah, here we go. Right. Neil says, you do give consent to being born. Interesting. Okay, sure. You do give consent to being born. The paperwork is waiting for you in the next realm. Okay, yeah, absolutely. The blast occurred near the address for American Reproductive Centers. Yep, a large explosion that collapsed the fraternity. Oh, you've sort of copied and pasted. On Saturday, killed at least one person. Yeah, which was the guy himself. Yes, an intentional act of terrorism. Absolutely. Palm Springs, California. Oh, Palm Springs, California. Sorry, is there a Palm Springs, Florida, or is Palm Springs, California? Sorry, Mark. I've put Florida Man on the... Sorry, I thought Palm Springs was in Florida. You are right. Palm Springs is in California. Yes. I'm sure that they'll find a cure in 4 to 6 weeks for Biden. Yeah, you never know. Sorry about that. I assume his stance is from personal experience. Yes, I was going to say that as well on that. He didn't talk about his parents. So it's one of two things. Thank you for bringing that up, Jason, because I did want to mention this. To me, it's one of probably two most likely scenarios that he got to this. Well, actually, one of three that he got to this point. Either for some reason genetically he was just born that way, which it could be. I don't think behaviors are all fully genetic or all fully epigenetic, full environment. It's probably somewhere like epigenetically, which is a combination of genes plus environment, but could have been all genes, no matter what. And again, the way you listen to him talk, what he said was, from 5 years old or 6 years old, he said, I was just never interested in life. And all these people around me were pushing life on me like a drug. That's kind of what he said. He kept saying life as a drug, as a metaphor. They just kept pushing it on me. And I was just never interested from a kid. That means one of two things. Either genetically, for some reason, he was just this very rare genetic thing that he had that for some reason in his own brain he just wasn't interested, no matter what. Maybe he had a great childhood. Maybe he had love and attention and care and all that stuff. Or maybe he quite potentially had very shitty parents who maybe clothed and fed him, but maybe didn't give him much attention, maybe didn't show him love and affection, etc. Because to get to the place where you say from a kid that you just had, life just didn't interest you. It just nothing. You didn't want to do anything. Yeah, I'm kind of taking that down to the parents, in my humble opinion. Or the third one is that it's a combination, plus he got, and I do believe, completely indoctrinated into that real lefty, atheistic. Again, not all leftists are atheists. I get all that. Jason Ashworth, I get it. All those outliers. but lefty, atheistic, vegan cult thing, and then got into that subcult of pro-mortalist or anti-natalist. Anyway, glad the guy's dead. That's all I have to say. Let's see. Perhaps a very hard life to form that opinion. Yes, perhaps a very hard life. Didn't talk about it though, but could be very repressed, you know. Blah, sorry, can we get back to PM? When I'm ready, Carolyn. I love you, mate, but when I'm ready, I will do it. Why? Because it's my show. And as much as I love you, Carolyn, I love having my subscribers on the show. I will do what I want, and if you don't like it, you can leave. I'm not telling you to leave, Carolyn. I love having you here. You're an amazing contributor, but please don't do that again because it's my show. Look, free speech, you can do what you want, but that's my free speech response to you. My show, do what the hell I want. And when stuff like this comes up that I feel is worth talking about, I will. Let's see. Share the screen and we shall go to, speaking of, the market update for today. Let's take a look at gold, Bitcoin, platinum, etc. I like the chat, says Jason Ashworth. I absolutely do agree. Go. Let's take a look at what the markets have done. Of course, gold, silver, platinum has been closed over the weekend, but they've just reopened. So this is gold on the daily time frame price in USD, $3,230 using the TradingView.com website. We did find basically exact support where the first level of support should have come in. Okay, so right there at that uptrend line. We've got other uptrend lines here. We've got a few. That's the next one. We've got there, and then there's the larger one there. Those are kind of the three majors, okay? And I did say watch out for support at around about, 3,130, and we went to about, down to 3,121. Cool, close enough for jazz, I would call that. So what we preferably need to see from here, and as I've been learning more about things like market structure, etc., from the amazing people at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, what gold has actually done, technically it has changed its market structure. It did, but it needed to break through and hold it. So it looks like it may have just broken back through again. So what I'm talking about is, and I'll just take off this, I'll keep the Fibonacci on, all right? Blah, 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 up, 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 up. Higher lows, lower highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, lower high, lower low. When it broke through there, it changed its market structure, and it hadn't done that for quite some time, okay, on the big kind of pivots. So while it's below there, and someone like ASX Trader, if you saw his live stream yesterday, for example, on the Mastering the Markets private stuff, if you remember there, then you would have seen, well, that got broken down, and until that breaks back above, well, it's changed the market structure. You don't want to be in gold. That's what he said. Okay. Now, this is for traders, not for investors. For investors, mate, you dollar cost average every day, every paycheck, anytime you can, and you're averaging your cost in over time. But here's the good thing. We're actually back over there. So that's good. I just really need to see it clear 3,250. And when you take it from this high and this low right there, that recent pivot and that one right there, which it looked like it is a pivot, right in there at 3,320, 3,330, right in this box, it has to get back through. And then we can say, okay, potential for onwards and upwards from here. So if we reject there, then watch out. That's a really big possible rejection right there, okay? Downtrend line, wouldn't even break it, comes up to there, and then watch out for that, okay? Now, if we do that, watch out for the next major trend line touch, and that's around about 2,950 something, give or take. But yeah, if we sail through there, good, and then looking nice, okay, for a new all-time high. Not there yet, okay? So we found that support, break that $3,320 mark, and then we'll talk Turkey. So that's gold. Again, gold's having a bit of a dip after a big rise. It's still expected after such a large rise. What hasn't risen and done that kind of gold thing yet? Silver. Here's silver on the daily time frame price in USD, $32.40 US cents. I do agree with everything that the other amazing, or the people that are better than me, are saying, which is from this low and this high. It is respecting once, twice, and doing it very well, the 0.382. So it's respecting this zone. And when you're in an uptrend, or any time the price is going up and it respects this particular top end of the zag zone, the top end of the expected support range, if it respects that and just bounces off, it shows a lot of strength, okay? A lot of the time when you come up from a peak, you come into this zone. The faking people out part is right here. This is kind of par for course right here, but if you keep bouncing off here, great news. It's much more strength, much more sort of buying strength than selling strength. So looking good for silver so far while we are above $31.70. Remain above there, and we're going to say very likely onwards and upwards from here. Of course, final boss, $35. Break 35, then it's onwards to 50 very quickly, definitely by the end of the year. So if we break 35, $50 by the end of this year is easy, at least a test of it. What happens when we get to 50, we'll see. Probably a little bit of a retrace just to fake some people out. But then obviously when it starts crossing 50, all bets are off, man. It is just go, go, go time. Okay, up and down, but then, as we're talking triple digit silver, all that stuff, okay? That's coming in the next few years. Hold above $31.70 would be preferable, please. That's silver. Ooh, okay. Platinum is looking interesting here. This is on the daily time frame, $994, still remaining above the support level of 970. So you can see that pretty clearly here. So far so good. You can see that major support here. We did break down, was a fake out, another fake out right here, double bottom down at 900. So far so good. So that's all you need to know is it's looking good. We just need to see it climb above that $1,000-ish level, then climb above $1,100 roughly. And my final hurdle is 1,115, and then we'll be really going good. So this will have confirmed after about a $1,000 breakthrough, or I'd say probably, again, close to that $1,100 breakthrough. That's going to confirm we're in the public participation phase rather than the accumulation phase, okay? Accumulation, then you get public participation, and that can go on for a while, and then you get the final excess phase, which is the big, quick velocity move up, which signals time to get out, okay? But public participation phase can go for a long time, and so with platinum, this is platinum on the weekly time frame. Public participation, I think you're going to see at least probably the previous all-time high. Okay, again, this is on the weekly time frame, so we're talking, a number of years from now, okay, 4, 5 years, etc. If we break out, I'd say when we break out of the accumulation phase, slow move up, watch out for big move at around about $1,900. That's a big level right there. But yeah, might be making a play for the all-time high for platinum once confirmed out of the accumulation phase. That's platinum though, looking good. We just need to see it close above that 1,000, 1,100 area. Gold to silver ratio is still hanging around the 100 mark. Yeah, not a lot to say on that one. The Australian dollar versus the US dollar, still hanging around that 64 kind of level, so it hasn't made its decision either way where it's going to crack through, start continuing to strength against the USD, or whether it might be a false breakout and then head back down. Personally, I want it to head back down because my US dollar denominated assets I want to see go up in AUD. But as I was saying to many of you previously, if it breaks around about 65, 66-ish, then I'm going to move my USD holdings back into AUD because that would signal a lot more strength. And I want to be in AUD if the Australian dollar is strengthening against the US dollar. Does that make sense? Good. What else? Well, in terms of bullion, and I should have done this before, and I didn't because I was not prepared enough. But you should buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. If you want to buy gold, silver, I think they're doing platinum at the moment. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au is the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. You know it. I know it. Every single one of my subscribers knows it. Why? Free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. No other bullion dealer has ever, and might not ever, in Australia, give free shipping. Perth Bullion Exchange started that policy for themselves, and the first one in Australia to do it last year when they launched the business in May. 1 year in, offering free shipping since then, okay? And guess what? They're still in business. It hasn't tanked the business, right? Okay, they're still going, okay? This is every other bullion dealer or major bullion dealer, and as you know, I worked for 3 of those major ones. They should be, at least the 3 majors that I worked for should be stepping up to the plate. And you're welcome to tell them I said so. Right? You remember that employee that you had for a very long time? He's telling you guys should do free shipping if you want to keep up with Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They also price match as well. If you can find something they have it in stock at another major bullion dealer that they also have it in stock, and it's cheaper, and we're not talking 5 cents. Don't be that guy. Or 10 cents. But, if it's 20 cents, 30 cents per ounce cheaper, whatever it is, or, if with gold, $10, better priced or whatever, tell Perth Bullion Exchange, they'll just match the price. It's their business policy. perthbullion.com.au. Let's go to Bitcoin and crypto and maybe a quick look at the stock market as well. Let's go with general stock market to start off with. Okay, here we go. Continuing the Monday market update. This is the S&P 500. Wow. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I have to say, while we're here, we've got one more little hurdle to get over. And, some people might be calling, it's going to be a fake out here, a double top. But we're above the 0.618. We broke through the zag zone right there. That was very positive. We broke through my personal extra final hurdle that I like to see it cross over, which is the 0.786. We broke through that previous area of trapped money right here. And now the final boss right here, I guess, is that previous all-time high. That's on the weekly time frame. On the weekly, on the RSI, you do have this little downtrend line right here, which I would love to see broken. Okay, I would say that's kind of like the final hurdle right there. Let's just crack over there, get through there, right? And then we'll start moving up and we will very likely start moving up to get into extremely overvalued for the S&P 500, but that can shoot this, higher. Okay, so on balance of probability, more than a 50% chance, I'd say we're looking for an all-time high coming soon in the S&P 500. If I show you on the daily though, the daily is getting into extremely overvalued. That could match up with a potential double top. You might probably find some resistance here. Obviously, right? People who bought here, this little bit of trapped money here, people who bought here going, I'm going to be rich, and then goes, oh crap. And they're just going to go, okay, I'm just going to break even and get out. So you will probably see a little bit of resistance. As long as you hold here at 5,870, right? As long as you might not come down to here, it might just go bloop, bloop, bloop. Or as long as you don't break there, I'm cool with it. And then maybe onwards and upwards for a little bit longer. How much longer? I don't know. But that just still means, that would mean that, risk on is still a thing at the moment. Okay, and risk on kind of ties towards Bitcoin and those kind of assets as well. That's the S&P 500. NASDAQ tech stocks, same position, exact same position in terms of its Fibonacci levels and all that. Same thing, looking good. Do that, and again, good for risk on. And I even had that previous. We're in extremely overvalued already, but you've got room to move higher. The one thing, as we have spoken about before, you've got to watch out for a fake out here. It could be a liquidity grab to grab all the people who shorted up here. So there would have been a bunch of shorts here because people would have noticed that the professionals would have noticed the bearish divergence where you came to have like a double top there, but then a lowering relative strength index. So that's a bearish divergence. A lot of people would have shorted here. And then what they've done is they've got to put in their stop loss because if this thing runs, they're just losing money at the higher and higher it goes. So they put in a stop loss. You probably, the usual stop loss is at around about 1%. I don't know where that sits, but around about here or up here is where a lot of these shorter stop losses will be. So what does the market like to do? It likes to grab liquidity, okay? So got to watch out for that fake out. If it breaks back down below here, then you will say, oh, that was a liquidity grab. It just wanted to, get those shorters money, okay? Get their dough, and then if it breaks back below there, ooh, right, back down we go. If it does find support there, then onwards and upwards. Cool? And so the NASDAQ in particular has previously been tied very closely to Bitcoin. So let's take a look at that right now. Bitcoin's actually been doing... Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Let's see. This is Bitcoin. Cool. Let me get rid of you. Oof. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame price in USD. 106,879. We've just opened the day. The new day ticked over 7 minutes ago. So far, we are still climbing. It looks like we might be making a play. Who knows? For the previous all-time high, right there at 109,000 US dollars. Okay, right there. Looks like might be making a play for it. Couple of things to note. We are in extremely overvalued already. Okay, and could this be can you call that a double top in there? And that's a triple top and triple top kind of thing? I don't know, but you've got to be really weary right about here. We're extremely overvalued on the daily time frame. What this needs to do right now is if we post a higher high, it needs to post it high enough. So it needs to post it high enough where it pivots from, and pivot meaning it finds its little mini peak and then starts retracing. So then you call it, oh, that's a pivot. Okay, so that's a pivot point. That's a pivot point. The next pivot point needs to coincide here on the relative strength index higher than here, because if it doesn't, if we go up to here, $110,000, $115,000, but on the daily time frame, if it starts ticking over and this lands anywhere flat or even below, then you're talking about a bearish divergence coming out of extremely overvalued already, extremely overbought. Then you could say, oh, okay, this thing, just like the NASDAQ before, this might be the liquidity grab. All the shorters here, okay, they notice the difference, right? The flattening out here. They noticed the relative strength index going down. That was bearish divergence. They put their short positions. And I saw traders talking about their short positions, and they did show them, oh, I'm short here. Oh, I'm making so much money down here. Hopefully they made a bunch of profits. But some people might be still shorting. I mean, I don't know why you would still be shorting here if it went down to here, okay? But you might still have stupid people who kept shorting from here, and they're just waiting, oh, maybe it's going to reject here, right? It'll grab their stop losses. Got to watch out for the liquidity grab. So you can even come up here and then grab that liquidity, and then you break back below, just like the NDX. You break back below that previous all-time high, and that's not good. The question becomes, why aren't they buying here? Okay, that means it could be a liquidity grab. So then you got to watch out for that, and then possibly that. Okay, so nowhere near out of the woods yet. Okay. Got to wait to see what the data says, particularly watch out for this bearish divergence, okay? So, yeah, that's what I'm looking out for. I guess on the weekly, let me have a quick look. On the weekly, though, again, you've got a lot of stuff going on here. I'll get rid of that and just show you all that. On the weekly time frame, you do, yeah, you see, look, you've got the potential bearish divergence playing out there as well. You've got room to move back into extremely overvalued, but similar thing, right? And I won't pop on the drawings because it'll get really busy, but it's a similar thing, right? If you make a new all-time high, this could be where, and I'm not calling this, right, but this could be where we get this bit of a move higher and higher and higher, and everyone's like, oh, we're golden. This is fantastic. This is Bitcoin's going to, $200,000, $250,000. And look, oh, we got above that, liquidity grab kind of area. We're pumping up to 120, 130, 140, 150. Sure. But what's the relative strength index doing? Okay. You've got this here, right? So that would have to clear there. You're already getting into extremely overbought. So just bear in mind, don't get FOMO. Do not get FOMO here. Don't get FOMOs at all-time highs, okay, for Bitcoin. You should be in way below. Maybe you should have been in here at 75. You should have probably been in here during accumulation mode, okay, and then you saw that break at 73. That was your confirmation, okay, to get in. Would not probably, see, I wouldn't call this that's not this here. I don't call that a traditional kind of accumulation pattern. It's more just like a consolidation. That's more accumulation right there. What was I going to say? Yes, so you can come up to here, and then if that flattens out or is even a lower high, bearish divergence on the weekly as well. If I show you on the monthly, maybe the monthly is a different story. No, the monthly is the same story. Again, you could have another couple of months heading up to 130, 140, 150. Then that's higher high, flattening out, or a lower high. Okay? Just got to watch out for it. 1, 2, third time in extremely overvalued in just a short amount of time. Okay, that's not usual. Have a look at this. On the relative strength index, it's not very usual, if at all, that you have 1, 2, and a third one so quickly. Could be wrong. Could sail to 200,000, 250,000, but you just got to watch out for those bearish divergences from here. Okay, so we're not out of the woods. Short answer is for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at, take a look at others, the altcoin market minus the top 10. Actually, I won't show you others. I actually want to show you the Bitcoin dominance. What's that been doing? Bitcoin dominance here. So this is showing you basically what altcoins could do. Okay, you want this number to go down. You want the Bitcoin dominance to tank if you have altcoin positions. It found, and if I show you on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, I think it was, or the 1 hour, you had some bearish divergence going on. And then you saw that, there's that bearish divergence right there. And then you saw that big move all the way down. Sorry, I'll go back to the daily for you. Found supports at previous major resistance around about here at about that 61.8 Fibonacci. And so far, though, we have broken back into, but have not cleared the zone that you need to, which is right here. And once again, right in between the 0.382 and the 0.618. So this could be a big rejection here. Hopefully it is, because I do have some small altcoin positions right now. They are currently, I think I'm still in profit at the moment. I will exit if it starts looking like I'm, going to start losing some cash. Not the right way to do it, okay? I'm still doing it the wrong way, but you don't want to see that do that. You don't want to see that. You want to see a clear rejection here at around about 64%, and you want to see that break through here very quickly. And then you want to see that act as resistance. And then that would say, okay, altcoin season could be upon us. Let's show you others, which is the opposite to that. You want to see this number go up. This is the market cap of others. So far, finding resistance. Well, we found support, not at the trend line. Okay, we haven't even come down to the trend line yet. Watch out for that. But we found exact resistance, again, from, is that on the 4 hour? Yeah, there we go, on the 4 hour. Resistance around about the previous support right there at 260 billion-esque. That needs to break through, and I need to see it really break through that 275, 280 in order to say onwards and upwards from here. Okay, but in a bit of a no man's land at the moment. Specific altcoins, though, there are some that are doing better than others. And for example, let me show you, I still am in good old Toshi, okay, Dex Screener. Let me show you Dex Screener right here. I did mention Toshi, and I'm going to talk quickly about Moondeng as well, because apparently one of my subscribers said, watch out for Moondeng. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick look, and then we will, if I have time for chart requests or anything like that, we will get to that. Cool. Here's Toshi on the daily time frame, price in USD. We're at the 000, over the 0007 mark. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. This is what's that area there that I have drawn in? I don't remember, so I'll get rid of you. No, I do know what that is, so I'll show you that in a second. We did come up to, and I'll show you this Fibonacci from here and here. This high and this low. Okay, yeah, we came up to almost test the 0.382. So this purple box here is the zag zone or the zig zone. It's the expected support, expected resistance range, and we came up to the very top of it. Okay, you need it to clear through 0015 in order to say total party is continuing. Okay, so far so good. We have from this low and this high, we have found support so far at the roughly the 0.618, so you're still within that zone, so that's good. As long as we do not clear, I would say below 382. Do I have that right? Give me 1 second. That's the low. Yeah, there it is. And that's the high. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the 618. So as long as you don't clear, my apologies, you can even come all the way down to, yeah, that 0005,758 level. You can come down to there as long as you don't cross through there and act as resistance, then you're all good. You can come down to here and then do something like that. Fantastic. Crack through that 0.0009 area. That actually makes you crack into this resistance zone, and that's looking positive. You get back over here at that 0.0009. I think I called that previously on other charts my game on level. That's pretty game on. Okay, it's more likely, I would say, if you cross through here, it's more likely that you do take this out. You just got to watch out for there, but it's more likely because where are all the buyers? There's some little bit of buyers here, a little bit of trapped money right there, a tiny little bit. I'd say probably for Toshi, if you crack through here at that 0.0092-ish, it's probably going to go to the all-time high. On balance of probability, not guaranteed, but interesting. Again, it does, though, depend on what general crypto is going to do. It's not like it can be a complete outlier. So that is Toshi. Let's take a look at Moondeng, because someone asked about it. Moondeng, why are you not coming up? Is it called Moon? Moonflow. What's Moondeng again? Let me go back here. I'll do it on this one. Moondeng. Crypto. Binance? Yeah, sure. Kraken. MEXC. That's the perps. Coinbase. Why are they all perps? Kraken. I'll go here. Moondeng USD. Let's just do that. Spot on BitGet. Okay, that could be one. Yeah, again, Binance. I'll go back here. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Hit the big red subscribe button to join said GMS family. Poloniex. All right, I'll do Poloniex as well. Let's take a look. On the 4 hour. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right. Yeah, Moondeng is, yeah, in the last couple of weeks has had a big move. Okay, cool. Here is Moondeng on the weekly time frame priced in US dollars. 26.27 cents roughly. I'm expecting a move down now for Moondeng. Okay, Moondeng moving down. That's all I have to say about that. Just at least for maybe the next few days, a week or so. We've just opened the new week. That is classic zig. We got a zag down. I do not expect Moondeng. Could be wrong, but I don't expect it to do the following. I do not expect it to do this week. Okay, I'm expecting it to come down into the zag zone. And on the weekly time frame, would you take it from this low or this high? Let me go to the daily. Yeah, I'll take it from here. Yeah, I think that's more likely. Now, bear in mind, again, I could be wrong on this. We might just sail through. Is there some kind of bullish news about it? Look, from that low and that high, is that the right one to do? Yeah, no, on the weekly, that's the pivot. I think that's more so the pivot. Okay, I think probably you're going to test at least down into here. Okay, so that's the area I need to see. Hold as support, and you're kind of right there right now. From that low and that high, yeah, that's the correct one. No, it's not the correct one, excuse me. Here is right there. Okay, so you need that to hold right there. So somewhere between 22 cents, anywhere down to 14 cents roughly. You want that to hold a support. If you want to see really a good show of strength for Moondeng, just like I showed you with the silver market, you want to see it really just find support and bounce off the 0.382. Get into here, that's fine, kind of par for course. And this is where it starts faking people out, and that's where it can really get you, as it starts going down to there at that 14, and people go, oh no, I bought right here, and now it's down here, I'm going to cut my losses, and then it fakes you out there. As long as you don't break that 14 cent level, don't do something like that. Cool. If you did that, then yeah, poof. Okay, or at least down to the next major support, which would be kind of down there at your 0.236, so right there at your 9 cent level. So yeah, crack through 14 cents down, you're probably looking at 9 cents. Let's remain support at either 22, 18, or 14.5 for Moondeng, but on balance of probability, you are going to see a bit of a retrace. in the next week or two for Moonding. That's all I have to say about that. And of course, the final bosses, you got to say definitely here at that 34-cent mark. That's previous resistance right there. Clear that, and let's do the blue sky thinking very quickly. Why not? We'll do the blue sky thinking. Let's just say Moondeng really careens up from here for some reason, fundamentally. Not that really meme coins have fundamentals, but just from a psychology point of view. If it does, what are the next levels that we could be looking out for? Sure, so you take it from this high and this low, and the next major levels, if it were to break and make a new all-time high in Moondeng, you'd be wanting to watch out for, look, psychological value of $1, but it'd probably break $1 and go to about $1.12. And the two areas I do favor are the 1.618 and the 2.6. Oh no, I'm sorry. I favor the 2.618 and the 4.236. I actually do favor that. So I'd be watching out for somewhere in that zone right here as a very decent support level. That's somewhere between $1.80 and $3. $1.80? Yeah, $1.80 and about $2.90, $3. I'm not saying that's happening, but if Moondeng does make higher highs, watch out for there. At least that'd be some decent profit taking, okay? Particularly if you got in down at these levels because you're so confident on Moondeng. That's it, Moondeng. Do you so unorganized mask? No, that's not what I wanted. Do you like investing? Well, of course you do, because excuse me, you watch this channel. You like stacking skills, you like stacking silver, you like stacking satoshis, you like stacking everything, okay? Many more things, stocks, etc. So you're in the investing game. Do you want to be a better investor? Head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Why? They have two amazing courses. The 10-week course, just learn to be a better investor by learning about Dow theory principles, technical analysis, foundations. Or if you want to potentially be a full-on trader, and as I've been saying to you guys many, many times, I am planning on joining the July 12-month cohort of the year-long comprehensive of Mastering the Markets. I'm very confident that I could do some very good stuff during and after completing that course right there. So head over there if you want to check out those courses. But if you just want to be part of the Mastering the Markets community, I would highly recommend it. Why? If you go to academy.masteringthemarkets.com, you can join for free, okay? And you get all their publicly announced stuff. So ASX Trader and some other people, they'll post some public things there, but they're already on Facebook and all their other stuff. If you want access to the back-end stuff that you can't get anywhere else, then you pay for the subscription. It's a monthly subscription. I'll put a link below to the sign-up page. I don't get affiliate things or anything from that, so it's not an affiliate link or anything like that. But I am sponsored by Mastering the Markets, and they give me complimentary access to the Mastering the Markets paid side of the Academy. What do you get? Man, it's so good. So, for example, 2 calls a week with ASX Trader, looking at the markets. You get 2 calls a week with Craig Tapping. You get 2 calls a week with other amazing people here. You've got Craig Dixon. You've got Timescales with Jonathan Evans. Again, Craig Tapping's weekly market scan, fundamental analysis, Frank Watkins. And you've even got Tung's Macro Sunday stuff. It's just golden. I just absolutely love it. And if you don't want to do a course, but you just want to learn and you want to imbibe from people who are really good at what they do, just join the monthly Academy. And I've already learned so much just being a part of the Academy. Part of me goes, I don't even need one of those courses. Yeah, I want to be I want to be the best I can possibly be. So that's my plan at this stage. But man, if you're like, I don't want to do a course, but I just want to see, what are they talking about? What are the calls they're making? What charts are they looking at? Stocks? What do they think about silver and gold and Bitcoin and all that? What are they seeing? Join the Mastering the Markets Academy, masteringthemarkets.com. I'll put a link below to the sign up page. Final comments, and we shall get out of here unless I have a chart request or anything else. What's the difference between resistance and support? Yes, resistance is the upper limit and support is the lower limit. Yep, exactly right. So resistance, as the price go up, there's an all-time high call, talk about $50 silver. That's pretty much it. So $50 is a major resistance level where when the price gets to that price, there will be resistance there, or there probably likely would be resistance there because previous people bought at $50 silver, for example, and they're going to want to get out because they just want to break even and they want to get out of the market, right? So they waited a long time. Oh, $50, I'm out up there. But if it can break that resistance level, the sky's the limit because there's no further. The price hasn't been higher than there, and so on smaller time frames, there's major resistance at $35 or whatever. So and support the opposite thing. You want buyers to come in at those at that level. So support resistance, if that makes sense. Now, someone smarter than me, such as ASX Trader or the Mastering the Markets people, could explain that in a better way, and you go, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Cool. Let's see more comments, then we shall get out of here. Oh, someone's talking about quant. Okay. I like the chat. I do love the chat. Excellent, Joe. Thank you, Silver Ruger. I appreciate it. Evening all, late to the party. That's okay. Latecomers are welcome. Hope everyone had a good accumulating weekend. I'm out back grilling skirt steaks for fajitas. Good GMK. Good morning, knackers. That is so funny. Quant, okay, was available. Quant was available under 100 and still is, just saying. Yes, you could be right. Platinum, we all love platinum. All good, Joe. I was taking the pizza. Fair enough, no problem. Because I can't read sarcasm in text form, then I just take people at their face value of what they read. But it's just true for anyone, you know. It's my show and I do what I like. MJ, what are we talking about, MJ? Was there supposed to be some type of announcement on the 19th of May in the US, crypto related? Sure. Let me find out. Let me have a look here. Are we talking kind of woo-woo kind of stuff, or are we talking... I'm just going to check. Is there some kind of expected announcement on May 19th to do with crypto? I'm just asking Grok. Not that Grok knows everything, but it's just my go-to because I'm always on X. There's no definitive evidence of a major cryptocurrency announcement specifically scheduled for May the 19th. XRP speculation suggests excitement about a possible XRP-related announcement on May 19th. Okay. Okay. So with one post claiming it could change everything for XRP. Now, by the way, we're in the future here in Australia. So it's May 19th here. It's not May 19th in the rest of the world yet, specifically in the US. So that announcement won't be coming this morning. You'll have to wait 18 hours, maybe 24 hours, or maybe something like that, a little bit longer. For if there's going to be an announcement about XRP, sure. But Grok is saying these lack concrete details and could be treated as speculative. Yeah, it looks like it's to do with XRP. And I bet someone in the comments is about to tell me it's to do with XRP. Okay. Thank you, Jason. Ripple futures to be launched today. I don't think that's a huge thing. Me and Jason want a double bottom. What you guys do in your own private time is your own business. Let's see. Another meme, vaporware. Quant hasn't had that. You're shilling Quant today. There's always one. What's the do? We already talked about that. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm done, people. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Good Morning Stackers. Higher every time with me, Joe Main. Grab your tasty beverages. We will do the final synchronized slurp. That's where you grab your tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, we slurp them at the start of the show and at the end of the show. And did you know at the end of the show you also get to dance it out with me and the GMS crew for Monday, May the 19th, 2025. You will get another show tomorrow because this is the week daily live show where we talk all about the stuff that we talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a lot of people watching. That is fantastic. Make sure you hit the follow button on X, over 3,600 followers on X. Hit the big red subscribe button on YouTube because I do other videos on YouTube other than just live stuff. So if you want to learn, like one of my videos recently, I entitled it Platinum is Dying and Here's Why You Should Buy It. It's having nice little just good, consistent views. Okay, so you do want to subscribe to me on YouTube. For sure, because sometimes you get extra stuff other than just the live show. And also follow me on X because I just post about other random stuff too. Can be sometimes a little bit spicy. Anyway, that has been Good Morning Stackers. Let's dance it out, people.
Good morning, Stackers. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stackers. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage.
Let's do that. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job, people. Thanks for sticking around for Monday morning. I appreciate it. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Have a great day.